Bioshock Infinite Portal 2 co-op and the end of Dragon Age Origins. I'm Dan Resler, it's the 27th of August, and this is Gamer Update. What? It's been over 3 weeks since the last time we made a video? I mean, come on. That's over 2 times as long as we've ever gone since we started this channel over a year ago. I mean, there's no way that's right. I got yelled at by the internet. I'm also kinda sick, so sorry if I'm not as loud and obnoxious as usual. So yeah, like I said, Portal 2 is so gonna have separate co-op levels that look awesome, where you and a friend can do some cooperative puzzle solving. It looks amazing, and you play as these really creepy robot egg things. If you wanna see a teaser trailer for that, there's a link in the description. Also, in an interview, one of the programmers for Valve revealed that at one point there was going to be a competitive multiplayer component for Portal 2 called Speedball, where you had to move a ball to a certain target or something, but it ended up being way too chaotic with people putting portals underneath each other and everyone flying around, so they had to scrap it. Luckily for us, if you do want to play Portal online, there's always the Team Fortress 2 mod, Team Fortress, which allows you to use the portal gun in Team Fortress 2, and is totally rad. There's a new gameplay walkthrough out for Bulletstorm, to which there's a link in the description, and I am still wholly uninterested. I got a real kick out of this. So there's this new Final Fantasy XIV online trailer that has some gameplay and some other stuff, but the real kicker is the punctuation in the words. Makes no sense. It's like they just threw them in randomly, so literally read, it would come out like this. Mankind's fated burden? A god-decreed sacrifice? War rages unchecked, with no sign of surcease. Radiant glory? Or heinous oblivion? The uncertain future weighs upon our souls? Yet in this world, we are not alone. Our bonds are a beacon. And this journey has just begun! 2 things of note. First one, who uses surcease, or I don't even know how to say it. I looked it up though, and it means to desist from action, so there was no sign of to desist from action. Second thing, beacon and bacon are only 1 letter away from one another, so the first time I read it, I literally thought it said, yet in this world, we are not alone. Our bonds are a bacon. If you want to see the whole trailer, there's a link in the description. There's a new Medal of Honor trailer out, to which there's a link in the description, and it looks pretty much exactly like Battlefield. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and make the jump. It looks 100% like Battlefield. So we found out in an early interview that at one point, Valve was in the early stages of development for a fantasy RPG that prominently featured flying fairies, in which you would cast spells with mouse gestures, and that eventually turned into Left 4 Dead. So Zynga is getting their Digital Faces suit off over Mafia Wars, because apparently another crappy video game development company called Digital Chocolate also had a game called Mafia Wars before Zynga made it. Fingers crossed Zynga loses lots of money. So there's a new Assassin's Creed Brotherhood video walkthrough out, to which there's a link in the description, where a lot of cool stuff happens. I mean, you blow up a tower, you manage your guild of assassins, that's pretty neat, but I'm pretty sure that's all overshadowed by this. Heck yes, horsejacking now in the game, officially announced. Let's see that in slow motion. I mean, whoosh, kick, and horse is mine. Le magnifique. Is that Italian or French? I'm gonna go ahead and say that's Italian. So the first story-based DLC for Bioshock 2 is coming out. It's called Minerva's Den, where you apparently have to interact with this sentient computer called The Thinker. It should be really interesting. It's coming out August 31st, which is, by the way, super soon, and it'll cost you $10. As far as Bioshock's concerned, though, that is way overshadowed by this trailer for Bioshock Infinite. Holy crap, it's in the sky! This Bioshock is actually way before the first Bioshock, set in the 1920s in a new flying city. There's no Big Daddies, there's no Little Sisters, there's no Rapture, no Andrew Ryan, so all the things that you came to know about this series aren't really there, but that's gonna give him a whole new fresh start, and a lot of cool new things. This is by the developer of the first Bioshock, not the second Bioshock. That's Insomniac Games, so I'm really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be coming out until sometime in 2012, so it's a long way off yet. You know what it's time for? Game Maiden, another game of the week. Little overdramatic there, sorry about that. Anyway, this is Pokemon and Call of Duty sort of mixed together. It's Call of Duty imagery, but with a Pokemon style game. So it's like my Harrier jet attacks your, I don't know, what else is in Call of Duty? Helicopter thing. And blows it up. So if you stalk Major Nelson, you might have noticed that his Xbox Live avatar is slightly differently proportioned than the rest of Xbox Live avatars. That's because in an upcoming update that the rest of us mortal humans have not yet received, all of our Xbox Live avatars are going to be made more humanly proportioned so that they'll work better with Kinect. Going along with that, around the time Kinect is coming out, Xbox Live is going to have a major update that will dramatically improve the audio quality of voice chat, which is convenient, because right now it just sounds like bacon, Saturday, penguins. You never have any idea what anyone's saying, period. So this is fantastic. UFO Games is making a game for Xbox 360 and PS3 that, I kid you not, is called Rock of the Dead, where you play guitar and kill zombies. That's a little reminiscent of Typing of the Dead. You remember the old Dreamcast game where you had to type in a word above a zombie's head and it would kill them? It was like a typing learning game, except instead of learning how to type, you're learning how to play fake instruments. So the final DLC for Dragon Age Origins is coming out soon. It's called Witch Hunt, and it's gonna set you back $7. It reveals a lot of the story of what happens to Morgan, which I'm assuming is significant, but that game was way too long and I didn't finish it, so. Also on the DLC front, Stoopy Flying Aces is getting a new DLC called Supper Time of Destruction, where there's going to be a ton of new maps, ton of new planes, ton of new weapons, ton of new game types. It's just a ton more stuff. And that is actually a legitimately good flying game. Me and Josh played it a while back. It's a ton of fun. If you haven't already, you should check it out. If you live in the UK, you might have played the 2 excellent and free Doctor Who adventure games, or if you live outside the UK, you might have done like me and paid the $5 to play them anyway. Well, 2 new Doctor Who games are coming out, one for the DS and one for the Wii. The one on the DS is called Evacuation Earth, and the one on the Wii is called Return to Earth. Now, both of them are not being made by the developer who made the original 2, so they might not even be adventure games. Who knows? They could be like really bad first-person shooters where every time you pull the trigger, the Doctor gives you a stern talking to about pacifism. And last but not least, we'll end on a sad note. Ubisoft had to fire 38 developers from Red Storm Entertainment, most famous for making the Tom Clancy Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six Vegas games. Guys, you did good work. I promise you we didn't just sit around doing nothing on our 2 weeks off, and we will have a very exciting new show coming out as soon as possible, so be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be awesome. Until then, I will see you next week, Internet.